like I'm sure like this is the point where like the like not Netflix banter thing comes, right? Because I remember seeing that in some of the footage.
We're
Yeah.
already past that.
Um.
It's already
Right.
long.
Oh,
Oh
it's
shit.
already past that,
Okay.
Steve.
Uh,
Right.
yeah. So I guess three,
He's
two.
looking at me like I've got something to say. Just say it.
It seemed like that's something to say. I
I've
don't know. Three,
nothing to
two,
say.
one, and hello everyone, and welcome to another Improv Night with Stevie and Show Seki. Say Ashizaki.
Hey, hey, how's it going? Reporting for
Whoa,
duty.
you are the last airbender. You just need an arrow up there.
All right.
Yeah, I
I've never
I
seen
saw.
the show, so I don't know what they
Uh,
do. Is it some sort of martial art? Is it like
yeah, yeah, no, they
a
do like some
bending
martial
air?
arts that they, like whip the air around them, and then like they make
Okay.
an excuse for
Do
why any
they
of the
whip it
other
good?
three nations are
They
necessary at
whip it
that
real
point.
good?
But I
Is
don't
that
see
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Right.
Anyway, so what's our first game we're playing today?
Let's play. Fortunately, unfortunately, because that is an easy game to remember.
Yeah, I keep accidentally clicking on name tags, and it gets me
Right.
nervous. I'm gonna like
Fortunately,
accidentally
unfortunately,
kick
I'll
someone
tell you
from
how we
space.
play. You get up on
Yeah, yeah.
stage, and then you go around in a little semicircle, and then you say, "Fortunately, this happened. Unfortunately, this happens." You take it in turns, and don't worry about it. Just make something up. We're telling a little story. So if you'd like to play, please come up on stage. You don't even have to like raise a hand or anything. Just come up on stage,
Yeah,
and we will
just come up
megaphone you.
and we'll megaphone. Yeah.
Come
Wait,
on,
ooh, so
megaphone you.
we got Surumi. Do I
Zani,
want? I
you are
don't want to
megaphone.
mispronounce that. Is your name Surumi
Sa
or
Sarumi.
Sarumi?
Yes, Rumi.
Ah, okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
okay, Zarni is already
Uh,
megaphone,
yep.
and Takara doing a character.
Do
The character in
do a
their
fun.
avatar, you guys are gonna find out based on how the Banter YouTube channel works, if you can show that. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
because I don't know if
absolutely.
Disney's gonna come knocking on the door. I have no idea,
That's fine.
but
They probably
you
Well,
know,
it's
will.
just a robot. Just a
It's
robot,
Disney.
Steve. Right, so if you'd like to form a semicircle right here.
yeah.
All right. Hey, hey, how's it going? We should catch up later. we're in the middle of
You're
a
at a
show at the moment.
choir in
Just,
church.
shh,
I
don't
brought my
listen, don't
Pokemon
listen.
card.
They can hear everything we say. All right, Steve, do you want to start us off with a story?
All right, so I was the first fully bionic airbender, and I was trying to make my way into the temple of monks. I think they are.
Yep. I don't know. I think so. Fortunately, the temple was closed for the weekend, and you had to return back home. And it was okay because I didn't care about air bending air today anyway.
Um, Fortunately,
Ah,
I had. Oh, unfortunately,
mhm.
is that right? Oh,
Yep.
That's right. Either one.
unfortunately, I decided to make myself a cup of tea, but there was no tea bags. Um, so that's why it was unfortunate.
Fortunately, even without tea bags, the ability to bend the air into a delightfully fragrant and aromatically delicious beverage when heated is a doable thing with evaporation and air and some wonderful herbs.
Uh, Unfortunately, because I was a bionic air bender, I bent some bionic air and included some like proteins and other unusual materials in my tea.
Fortunately, this turned the water that you brewed the tea into like a very mysterious substance, because like it was drawing from elements from the earth, from the metals and minerals around you, and there was
Like a soup?
something about it that made the water tribes and the fire tribes want to boil water and make some tea, make some normal tea.
Was that fortunately, or
That was
I think it was
fortunately.
fortunate. Oh,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, the tea caused a war because people liked that tea very much, and they saw that tea as their god, and they took their tea inside and they put it like on a pedestal. And yeah, I'm sorry.
Fortunately, um, the people decided that this is just a little bit unnecessary. So yeah, at one point they just kind of had a moment of like, oh my gosh, like what are we doing? We're having a war over a tea.
We'll
This
do
is
it over
just
spices. I mean,
yeah, they were like, listen, well, it took them a few years for that to materialize, but in that moment, fortunately they realized like, hey guys, there's there's actually coffee, so let's just have some coffee and we
Mhm,
can all be
mhm.
friends.
Unfortunately, the so unfortunately, the mycelial network caught wind of all this toffee and tea drinking, and it was like, we want our own beverages made of us. So all of a sudden the fungi uh was just growing out of the ground to the point where all of the tea leaves and
Oh
all of the
man, the
coffee beans
reishi
were
and the
all of
pink.
yeah, all of those all the nutrients were being sucked into the mycelium, and earth as we knew it was starting to really, be overtaken by this fabulous fungi.
Unfortunately, there was still a vegetable pulse that was unaffected, mung beans. So we decided to make coffee out of those.
Mm. Mm, mm.
unfortunately, it turned out the Jasmine tribe wanted their own tea involved in the. What was that bee?
Mung
Well,
beans,
the mung
Mung
bean
bean.
and the mung bean tea. They're like, hey, we've been ignored for a while at
coffee.
this point. We, okay. We've been fucking, we've been around since before any of these other kinds of tea, and we just like to come and chill the fuck out, everybody. We want to show you guys that we could be peaceful too. This is a weird argument over tea.
Fort- Fortunately, that tribe you just mentioned, I already forgot the name of because it was a bit weird and I forgot it.
Yeah.
It was a
It's
Bratz
already extinct. It was extinct like it was thousands of years ago, so
Jasmine.
it's not here anymore. So nobody gives a shit about tea anymore. So yeah, or coffee. So yeah, airbending. Yeah, how about that?
How about that, everybody, folks?
uh,
Unfortunately.
Fortunately,
Unfortunately,
unfortunately, um, the airbending still wasn't quite working as it was meant to. So, um, they did what any good airbender would do. They turned it off and on again. Um, and that didn't work. So they, so they, you know, gave it a bit of a whack, gave themselves, a little bit of a,
Just like the fucking coin on the forehead.
and yeah, nothing seemed to be working. Moving on.
Fortunately, fortunately, Conair came out with a fabulous new blow dryer that could take the air and bend it without actually having to be controlled by an air bender. So it was hot. It was really hot. I'm telling you, it was hot. That's hot.
unfortunately, this attracted a rival faction of extremist air straighteners who resented the airbenders.
Mm.
uh, Fortunately, we had a whole bunch of airbending pride parades that managed to shut the air straighteners up for at least a few decades, and it, j- and then the wind made all sorts of gay noises, and then we and then we the, the that's it. Okay, I just realized that was a callback to something that happened off camera, but but anyway, and people started to live in harmony once more under airbending, and also earth and fire and water exist. So good to see you. Thank you very much, Takra and Sarumi and Zarnia, for joining in for this game. You guys were
Right.
absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God, did we wait? How long ago did
That
we
was awesome.
unmegaphone a few of those? Because I
No,
don't know if Takra
I'm
was on.
megaphoning now. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay. Because I thought it was like, oh, we never megaphoned Takra. All right.
no. I
So
am just on megaphoning.
okay.
If I
So
can, I'm
for the
skipping.
next game, we'll stick with something simple as well. Let's see, to loosen the gears up even more. We are going to go with just a standard sell it, where basically you hop up on here and you stand in the front and center of the stage facing the audience. And then we will get a made up word from somebody else in the audience, something that doesn't exist at all. And then basically the person up here will have to pitch it to everybody as a made up product or service. You're making it up. We're asking you questions about it. That's basically what it is. No wrong answers, no experience required whatsoever. So if you'd like to, then just hop right up here. And go to once.
We used everybody.
And so what?
we the first game we've used everybody. That's
Yeah, exactly.
so,
Anybody who wanted to who wanted to already did.
in which case,
And okay,
yay.
our good
Come on.
buddy Zarnia keeps tiptoeing her way back up here. She's in a
All
bit of
right.
an improv mood. I believe
I'm warming
so.
up for
I
later.
hope we get the dude. Hey, I hope we
Right.
get the dude with the raccoon attached to his leg. That's pretty cool. This dude here. Hey,
I forgot that that was a
Democrats,
thing.
you.
You know
That's
what?
awesome.
You know what? I
Raccoons?
want to know. Can your
Oh,
raccoon
Sorry,
tell us?
that's actually a raccoon with a dude attached to its feet.
Oh, understood. So it's like, as far as I understand, that raccoon's got basically a human-shaped vuvuzela attached to them. So I want to know, Mr. Raccoon, from the raccoon's perspective, what's the made-up word that we should use?
Hmm.
Any mouth sounds you can make. I know a raccoon has different capacity orally. That's not what I should say. But
Different
A
capacity.
trust.
For what?
You have wings
Trust.
also.
Trust
tra
bite.
tra 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 tra
Ooh.
tra what?
I have wings. Trust bite.
Trough bite.
Trough.
Oh my God, I like that. So, Zarnia, what is a trough bite?
I didn't. It's cutting out. Trock
A,
or
a, a
trough?
trough bite. Trough
trough.
bite.
As in
Trough
there.
bite.
Trough bite. Trough
Trough bite.
bite.
Sorry, Gesundheit.
Oh, the
In
trough
German, it's
bite. Yes. Oh, how I would love to present the trough bite to this fine group of people. I feel like the trough bite itself is a tool that you could use in your everyday life. I do. It can grab tiny, minuscule, atom-sized items. So the smaller the item,
Ooh.
the easier it is for the trough bite to pick it up. Mhm.
S-
So if you're
Ah.
yeah, so if you're looking for something small, you want to put it under the microscope, you want to check it out, you want to see what is in stardust, the trough bite can nab that for you.
Oh, I was gonna say how many items are on a subatomic scale that you could that you could grab them and like that aren't atoms in themselves.
6 times
Right.
10 to the 27, Steve.
Right, of
Alexa,
course.
stop.
Per gram.
So,
Sorry.
do you just get like a whole bunch of people to like how many?
Oh.
How many?
Sorry.
Oh.
Please
Who's got
hold.
a trough bite?
Alexa,
I swear to God.
stop.
Oh my God.
Oh. God, is that what happens? You just get dragged off stage. Wow.
She pushed you off stage.
She heard
Wait,
me talking about the trough bite, and she just was like telling me everything that a trough. And I'm like,
Oh.
I already know what a trough
Yeah.
bite can do. I am here to sell you a trough bite.
Wish I did.
The one
What can it do?
I do want to. I do want to
Sure.
clarify that if you buy a troth bite, I definitely
Mm.
recommend that you own like a large, maybe a large mm, yeah, garage or maybe a hangar, like an airplane hangar. It is a large piece of equipment. It is a large piece of equipment.
Okay.
So
Mm.
you do need to have a space to store your troth bite.
So,
But
like, let's say,
you
yeah.
do save on storage of the items though, because if you can shrink them down to the size of atoms, you really can store a lot of them.
Oh, you're shrinking
That
stuff.
you have read our
Oh.
you've read the pamphlet.
I
I
know.
I feel like
But I'm
the
not a
education
plant.
materials we provide are going,
I'm just an average member of the
going
audience.
nowhere, but you have proven me wrong, sir.
Oh, I didn't mean to do
So
that. Sorry.
I'm very curious. Now you said we can lift things that are like so small they're approaching the size of an atom. And so
Mm.
if we got like a whole bunch of troth bites, like let's say I wanted to lift something like a Shane Harris that's made up of multiple atoms, and I just wanted to take that somewhere, and I wanted it to be like 3 feet from where it currently is. Well, how many troth bites would I need for like a human size? Yeah, for like yeah. This is a perfect example of a
Oh,
Shane Harris that I would want to
Mhm.
move
oh
to
shit.
somewhere, moving
Mhm.
entirely via troth bites, as far as I know, right?
Well, they are large machines, but they have
But
they
they pick up
have
tiny things.
arms. But the thing is, we have to keep the arms on the machine relatively delicate because they're picking up such tiny items, and we don't want to crush these tiny
Oh,
atom-sized items, right? So
Me's.
you yeah, so when you get them together, the
It's Me's.
arms themselves have to be stabilized to pick up something that size. You would I just I don't think the arms could handle it, to be honest. They're so delicate. They really are. They're made
oh.
of single feather plumes, stitched together so that they can delicately raise those those tiny
So,
pieces of
I mean, who
stardust.
who is your main? You know, who is hiring you mostly to pick up tiny things? Like, who's your main? Who's the person who buys from you most regularly? Who is your target market? Uh, you know,
Who's paying you?
It's so hard not to say that you hired me to pick up a tiny thing. I can't not say it.
hey, it's not that tiny. It's cold.
Oh, okay.
Hey, and I'm
So
nervous.
it's scientists. Scientists,
Scientists.
Starfleet,
Really
obviously.
tiny
Starfleet's
scientists or regular scientists?
well, we are size inclusive. All sizes are welcome to use our product. Um,
Yeah.
I don't see I mean we even, you know, I can't say where they came from, but we have had some giants who like to come
Oh,
and oh yeah, giants. Yeah, I can't
that's
divulge.
extremely counterintuitive, but I'm
Well,
listening. It sounds
the
incredibly
giants
fascinating.
that we have employed help us to actually
Pick up regular
transport
things?
the troth bites to the locations they need to because
Do they just throw
most
it?
humans no, they carry it gently. They have I
Oh,
not
okay.
mentioned the delicate arms?
Right, of course. I'm so sorry. It's like those
Oh
eyelash
my.
robots. I completely forgot. Look at
Yes,
them
they
up.
have
This
to
is
be
cool.
carried very
Yes, they take care
delicately.
with their
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sorry.
delicately.
I just chuck everything. I that's it's you know I'm the nephew of a giant. I never understood their methods, and I wanted to look more into their wondrous,
They're
very
very
delicate,
delicate people.
shockingly
They're
delicate
such
methods.
gentle giants. It's a thing. That's where that
Gentle
term
giants.
came
Right.
from.
Ah.
Mhm.
Okay. And so the troth bite, where did it get its name?
It was actually invented by an echo phase out person.
Oh, okay.
Captain Echo phase out person. I,
I, th-
I'm a
I
huge
believe
fan.
I was researching that and I don't have my glasses on to remember, and I need my glasses to remember names really well that are far away.
I have read all of his papers, Captain Echo phase out person. I it's just I
Hmm.
wow. Okay, I can't believe you've met him. So how many tiny
I
things does
I
he have to
have
move around? I
not.
assume a lot.
I haven't actually met them. I have
Oh,
only read. I could only imagine the grandeur of getting to meet the inventor of the troth bite, and
oh,
the
so he didn't
it
just
just
name it; he invented it. I mean, I
right.
guess that
It
makes
was
sense. Like he could have
So we
invented
all
it
of
didn't
and
just
then
walk into
right.
the room and go, "That looks like a fucking
yeah,
troth
that's the
plant." Oh,
trust
you
bite.
invented
My
right.
work is done.
Well, and it was the
That'll be
way the story was
$100,000.
told. The way the story was told was that
Yeah,
they had dropped a very very special item and just absolutely could not retrieve it. It was just
pick
so
it up.
small. It
Yeah,
just kept slipping between the fingers and and
fingers.
and and being invisible and then they just said
And
we
then you
need a
think, well, I
troth
could
bite.
hoover
We
it
need a
up, but
troth
then
bite for this. And when asked, well, what is a troth bite? The schematic
yeah.
just appeared.
Speaking of which, how many troth bites would it take to lift a single contact lens?
Oh, I would say maybe 29.5.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I see. This is
You
just
can't
out of
afford that,
my
Steve.
scope.
I'm
Yeah, no,
sorry.
I how
We don't have
speaking
budget
of
in
which,
Improv Night to buy one of these.
how much is the troth bite? I'm so curious.
It's a subscription system because they're not
Ah.
for
Because
oh
everything
you
is
can't
nowadays.
actually own one, but you can
To be fair,
lease.
science always had
There's
those.
and there's annual yeah because there's maintenance. I mean those feathers are very delicate, like I said, and
It's
you
actual
have to.
feathers. Oh, okay.
Oh yes,
How is it
there's
powered?
feathers. Pardon?
How is it powered?
Very well.
Pretty
It's
sturdy,
giant
this guy.
technology. It's giant technology. So
Giant
I'm
technology.
not at
There's like
liberty to share
a
giant
big handle
technology.
powered by a
Gay
giant.
They're
noises.
very quiet.
Gay
Wait, the
noises,
They're
thank
giants or
you.
the
actually
handles?
I don't know who said that.
they make less sound than a Prius when it's
Giants?
yeah. No, the trough
In
bite.
post, this is the
Giants are
sound of a Prius.
loud. Oh, they're loud,
I was gonna
lumbering,
say.
gentle people. But yeah, so say you wanted to do it annually. So for an annual troth bite, you're looking at about 199.99 annually. Otherwise, it comes to around um, $300 a month.
That's
Mm.
actually shockingly cheap for a scientific instrument. I'm quite
Mhm.
enticed by it now, especially since you said it's big enough to like more or less fill a garage. That's pretty
Mhm.
good. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we figure you're
Is
already
that a
buying the
reasonable
hanger,
deal
you know.
for a device that sounds like it's made of feathers, that's powered by giants? I mean, how
I
how technically futuristic is
What
this?
does it look like? Now I have to know because like I'm thinking scientific instrument that's like
Is it a
powered in
bird?
weird ways, but like
Can you picture the bird that looks up with its beak?
I it does it look like a heavy metal piece of
Does it look like
machinery
a
or like
bird?
is it like woodwork hand crank or is it a bird? I
Well, it's largely inflatable, right? So it's
oh
It's an
inflated,
inflatable bird.
and then it has the motors connected. And again, this is giant technology, so I can only tell you what I can see visibly because the internal
Which is a lot,
networking.
presumably.
Um, I have heard that there is a possibility that there's some type of living organism that is part of the troth bite. So
Mm.
that being said, I don't know if they've got a tardigrade in there. I don't know what's going on.
In
There's something though.
in regular technology, as it gets more futuristic, like all
Hmm.
the components and everything get smaller. But in giant technology, does it just get bigger the more advanced it gets?
Oh, giants do love big things. They love big things that can pick up little things. It's something that is just in their dynamic. They love to be big and pick up tiny little things. I think it's a power thing for them.
sometimes I worry
Oh,
it follows them into their personal life as well, but I have to wonder now in terms of like the in terms in terms of now I wonder is there a handheld trough by it? The I mean that anybody besides a giant could use because I assume a giant can fit a normal trough bite in the palm of their hand, but like if
They're not
you know
and not exactly, but there are some hardware stores and toy stores that have these things called the claw. They're probably made
oh
in yeah, here on Earth, right? And in factories, they're made of plastic, and you squeeze them, and they will pick up things. Like if you dropped a screw under a desk and you can't reach, you could do that. That's
Those
about
are
as
from you
close as you're gonna
guys?
get to a troth bite. Mhm.
Oh,
Those, by the way,
okay.
you
Well,
can get them at the dollar stores.
I
They're like $1.25.
if I wanted to be picked up by a giant, are there certain bars I could go to?
okay.
What
I
are you doing
assume.
later?
I, you looked at me as you said that. It's just like, but yeah.
Hey,
So Zarnia,
anyway,
now we are going to
Mhm.
get a we're going to get a vote from the audience. So I know like we took especially long to get to this one. I was so enthralled by this product. It is so fascinating to me. But no, now if you would, I forgot we have Steamboat Willie in the audience. It took me this long for my brain to register. But I really love how you modeled that. I'm now distracted so thoroughly. But anyway, so if you would like to purchase a trough bite, then go to
think about
that
that.
side of the audience. If you would not like to, then go to that side of the audience. And if you don't give a
Oh, I'm
shit, stay in the
confused.
middle.
Confused.
Yes, no, maybe. Yeah.
Sometimes,
Draw,
probably.
bite, draw, bite.
A
Could be.
little
Yell
bit.
They
at
all
But
look like
Marky Meow.
annual subscriptions to me.
yeah.
You know,
Also, if
Honestly,
you say
I have a
no,
lot of
we'll
money
still
to
add you
spend,
to our
so
CRM system, and then maybe in the
and a lot of
future
hangers.
you can sign up for our newsletter, and we'll tell you when it's available. And sorry,
yeah.
We advertise about the troth bite, but it's usually too small for the human eye to see.
oh, do you
to be honest.
advertise?
Oh, well, there went
That
that.
is absolutely not something I advertise, but I
I
am.
I think
Where
someone
did it go?
trothbited him.
sorry. He transcends
He was
between
grabbed by
dimensions
the
a lot.
troth bite. That is so disturbing how you melt in and out of a person's
It's because I
body.
keep
He
I
hops the
keep covering
Shiseki verse all the time.
the
That's
controversial topics.
new.
Nice demo of a strap bites.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, I was going to
Felt
ask
like
you:
I
is
was
this are you
suddenly
advertising
at
this
the
in
Toxic
giant
Avenger.
magazines? Is that what you're saying?
Giant magazines? What,
Yeah.
what kind?
In the back of giant magazines are there advertisements for you want to pick up tiny things, use a trough bite.
But it's like
Mhm.
a normal size advertisement with just a whole bunch
Yeah.
of white space.
But the magazine is
Yeah.
fucking massive. It's like
It's like this big.
Average
Yeah.
size.
No, you should see the centerfold folded out. It,
oh,
Mhm.
my blood runs
Yeah.
cold. Sorry, go on.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah. We do. We subscribe. We do advertise in Giant magazine.
It's just one magazine for giants called Giant Magazine.
they only give a shit about one of them, and it
Covers
happens to be
everything.
yeah. It's like Super Bowl
Giant
ads. It's
golf.
just really expensive
get
because
you
they only
the,
have the
um,
one.
I'll
Yeah.
get you. There's a
How to please your
section,
giant.
for finding other giants, and so I thought you might
Oh,
enjoy that. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
giant connections.
I was hoping to find Henry Cavill in there. So, yeah, thank you so much to Zarnia for coming up here. It was absolutely lovely having you. Frankly, I know this was like a bit within an improv show, but I really want to dive into the world of the fucking drop right now. Like, this is something I care about. I'm invested now, and it's your fault.
I'll keep you updated.
Yeah. So yeah, round of applause for Zarnia. Also, before I forget to mention, later tonight there's actually a special thing going on that both Zarnia and I will be in over in VR chat at about 9:20, if I'm getting that correct. 9:20
Eastern time,
Eastern. Yeah. Where the group that we're commonly with, the Improvatars, is going to be projected onto like an actual like IRL comedy festival in our VR chat stuff.
Oh,
So yeah, if you want to check that out, you could just chat with you could chat with me, or if Zarni is okay with that, and we
Yep.
could tell you how to get there.
Yeah, it's an invite
Couple of-
only. So if you wanna come, we do have to get you an authorized.
Oh, it's invite
to
only.
attend.
Okay, yeah,
It
yeah,
is invite only.
yeah, just
But that doesn't mean you can't
yeah.
ask to come.
Of course.
I
Yeah.
can't believe you do improv with other people, Steve.
I know. I'm sorry. Listen. There wasn't a window to hop out of, and I ran out of underwear to make into like a sort of
and it's giants. So
I need giant underwear so I can do it with fewer underwear. That's a very good point. Thank you. So,
You just sneak out to like giant houses and steal it off the,
Sarnia's got a lot
the
of
drawing.
like connections for people who are like 78 feet tall. So I am
Wow.
curious though. Now, what was the next improv game that we got going?
I think we should. We got a whole bunch of people. Let's see if we can get some of them up on stage. I think we should play Bus Stop.
Yes. Okay. Absolutely.
So if you
Oh
don't know
yeah,
how
some
to play
people are
Bus
excited
Stop,
about that. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on up, come on up. So the front of the stage is going to be the bus stop, and we're going to have conversation in character. And so, for
Yeah.
example, Stevie and I might be having a chat, and then one of us runs out of things to say, or we get bored, and they say, "Oh no, my bus is here," and then they say that the person who's going to take your place. So they say, "Oh no, I hope Mickey's wife doesn't come here, who's very
Oh
angry and
no.
jealous."
Oh no.
And then the next person has to be that person. If you don't know who the person is, don't worry, just make it up. But if you like
You
to,
have
just
no
wait at the
idea.
side.
You have no idea how excited I am that Steamboat Willie's actually joining us on this one. I really didn't think that would happen. Yeah, it's good to see you. Yeah, because that's a good buddy of ours in disguise. But yeah, so if anybody else would like to come up, by the way, I saw there was like a bunch of people who were hopping up and down, and if you want to like give it a shot, there's no wrong answers here. Yeah, we're all gonna look silly, and if you'd like to do some silly shit on the stage, going to once and going to. I heard some whispering. If you whispered, then that's your turn. Anyway. So,
Right.
Shiseki.
Ja, hoe
I
gaat het,
got this.
mensen?
Oh,
Gaat goed?
oh, yeah. I mean, personally, I've never partaken myself. I was gonna offer you some of the special bread that I just
Oh
made.
ja, this is heel goed. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Oh, are you okay?
uh, yeah. Oh, my boss is here.
Ah,
uh,
your pussy's
um,
here. No, listen, dude. I,
uh,
never-
I hope that the new Queen of England doesn't take my place.
there's an.
Bow
Oh,
down to your new Queen of England.
well, I, of course.
Didn't you
Sorry.
get the memo? I'm the new queen.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Would you like some bread, my queen?
Oh, thank you. I haven't eaten anything the whole day.
Yeah. What do you eat? Because I
Oh,
don't tend to know like the physically two-dimensional people. So I mean, do you eat bread or do you eat like cell-shaded sandwiches? Or I'm unclear on that.
we normally eat regular, well, not peasant like bread like you eat, like regular royal 2D bread, sprinkled with royal, you know, 2D cheese, and they're all 2D, and you can't actually see them because you look from the wrong angle. And but they're tasty. So yeah, it's all about angles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I I hate to say, Your Majesty, I think my bus is here. I really hope that a royal bread manufacturer that has not been given the resources necessary to fulfill the demand that's been bestowed upon them doesn't come around here.
Wait,
Buses,
what?
peasants using
Um,
bus.
A
Whatever
royal
that means
baker,
to you.
I guess.
oh
Whatever that
God, I
means
can't
to
even
you.
remember. Hi, I make bread. Uh,
Hello there. Nice. We are
hi.
looking for someone to make bread at our royal court. It's a
Oh, but
2D
I don't.
court, so we need 2D bread.
Yeah,
Can you make 2D bread?
I mean I can, but I'm looking to leave the bread making industry currently because I feel like I'm really drawn to make cheese.
Oh dear. Bread industry is horrible.
Yeah,
Cheese. What kind of
it's
cheese?
different
Royal
business
cheese? Because we need
to
royal
what it
cheese
used
here,
to
the
be.
royal palace thingy.
I actually like um the cheese that comes in a tube. Um,
Oh.
so I'm a bit of a modernist when it comes to cheese.
Oh, speaking
I
of
don't.
tube, hey, look, my royal tube is here. I'm just gonna run along, and I hope someone that really doesn't like cheese at all just doesn't show up, and things.
Hi, would you like
Oh.
some cheese?
Mm, every time. I just got here, and you're already. Do I have love cheese written on a T-shirt? No, I bloody don't.
I mean, I could smell the cheese off you. You were giving off
What?
cheesy
I
fumes.
showered this. I about showered this
I,
morning.
I just assumed that like the cheesy fumes meant that you like cheese, and you know,
No,
I'm
no.
I'm getting
That's
into
why
the
I hate
cheese
cheese. People keep
industry,
telling
and
me I smell like cheese. And actually, I mean, I did switch out my shower gel, but
do you feel like
you
you
know
need
what?
to see a doctor about it?
Maybe it's very embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, there's no need to be
I mean,
embarrassed because there are
you're also a
professionals out there
therapist
who
as well
can.
as a cheese maker. You know what? I feel like I can trust
No.
you. I feel I've only just met you at this bus stop, but I feel like we've made a connection. All right.
Oh
I feel like
no. I
yeah.
really hope somebody who uh isn't a oh god. I really
It's
hope somebody oh god, I've gone blank.
It's okay.
I really hope somebody who
the bus driver's tapping his sign.
isn't isn't somebody who dissects marine animals doesn't come along and
Oh.
Get the
if
cheese out
I
of them.
Oh, okay. God, I have this effect on cheesemakers all the time, but it's okay because I hate them. Because I hate cheese. I should get some sort of like sign or something. Hey, what's up? What are you doing? Hey, what are you
Sorry.
doing to that dolphin?
Sorry,
Don't you know they're
sorry.
really intelligent creatures? Well,
I'm
not that
sorry.
one, but I mean, that one's dead.
What do you mean? It's filled with cheese. Of course it's smart. What are you even talking about? Sorry, it's for science. It's for science. I'm sorry.
I don't think there's a lot
Um,
of science goes on at this bus stop.
uh,
You know what? You need to learn to leave your work at work, okay?
this
After
is
the end of the day, you need to hang up the lab coat.
listen. We we already gave the Dolphin Kingdom all of the fish they could need. They sent their formal thank you, signed by Douglas Adams. And I just we needed to dissect this to solve dolphin hunger.
So you, is that is that how you approach solving hunger? You're not going to
Well,
take that approach
yeah,
with humans, right? Eventually,
right.
we need to solve world hunger. Let's dissect a human.
Well, listen, I
There's the
listen.
ethics board.
Humans are the ones who
You're a
feel
real
the
scientist.
sensation. You're the one who feels the sensation of hunger. You look like you look like you could use some
No, I
cheese. Come
don't.
on.
Not okay. I don't know why you have cheese. Just
I got it from
and
the
a
dolphin.
dolphin.
Yeah, dolphin cheese. Anyone want some dolphin cheese? Go ahead. Yeah.
Ooh. You know what? That is
Anybody,
not helping my
dolphin cheese.
distaste for teas.
So I don't know why
But
there's so many people gathered at this bus stop currently.
wait a
It's
minute,
not even
are you
particularly
are you
scientific.
actually a marine scientist, or are you a sushi chef and you're just like preparing this dolphin? Don't think they actually eat dolphin, but okay.
Listen, we're in the city where it doesn't have a whole lot of like
What is
prolific
this city again?
sushi restaurant. The city, I remember
The
the
city of
tick was
Improv
coming by
Town.
earlier. Yeah, the city of Improv Town. Yeah, I in Improv Town we just don't got a lot of like prolific sushi restaurants, and so
No,
I kind
I'm
of
not
had to
surprised.
pivot over to marine biology and start
Okay.
dissecting.
I mean, you already, how to cut and slice and, you know,
Yeah, it's
and,
like it kind of just works out by itself. They told me that like they only need to teach me about like a few chemicals now, and that you know at that
well,
point we're
that
good.
does sound like an education. Right. My bus is here. So, I hope, I hope a very irate animal rights activist doesn't take my place.
Take some cheese, please. God, I don't know how to what to do with this.
Hey,
Okay.
what now?
Animal rights activist. Angry.
angry,
Riot cyclist?
Animal
angry
rights
animal
activist.
rights
Animal rights
Also,
cyclist.
activist.
Activist. Stop dissecting dolphins for solving world hunger. Hey,
I'm sorry.
banker, like
Listen,
read the
listen. The dolphins are the ones who feel the sensation of hunger, and I don't know how else we're gonna do this. Also, would you like a piece?
I don't. Oh, thank you. Oh, no, no, wait. Stop dissecting the dolphins. Don't
You haven't even
tempt me,
fucking
pig.
tried it. You haven't even
No,
fucking
yeah.
tried it.
No,
This is
you're
actually-
right. You're right. I haven't tried it yet, but still, stop. No, it's not good. Yeah, stop dissecting dolphins. You can dissect some other things that are not animals. I don't care about the other things. It's just animals that I care about. And start dissecting
I
like
mean, what would you do with
bees
this
or
thing?
something. You already. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
we
mean,
don't
yeah,
want it to go to
like
waste, do we?
like this thing. Like okay, so
That's a really
this little
small
guy,
dolphin, though, right?
this little guy. So here's the thing. He often helps people to like play old like old like nostalgic games and stuff. At least while he was still alive. And like, cause if you did you ever have like I don't know, it looked kind of like an Xbox, but it was Nintendo.
Oh, oh boy. Uh,
Yeah,
did you
this
ever
guy
see a
was
dolphin? Like they're
yeah.
like huge. This is not a dolphin. This is Oh boy, this is a small devil you dissected there. So
What? A, a devil?
I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that. I don't know where you
Okay.
got that. Yeah.
Well, so yeah. Thank you so much to Takra and to Sarumi for coming up here. It was it was great playing that game of Bust Stop, and we're gonna see what we can do with that a devil dolphin. I've never seen one of those before in my entire life. I'm also stalling
I've
while I
only-
try and get the megaphones
That's
on
fine.
it.
I've
There we
done
go.
them both.
Okay, thank you very much. Um,
Too late. I've done them
uh,
all.
so for the next game, there's one that I loved when we brought this back, and I forgot, and I kept forgetting about it. This one is still haven't come up with a name for it. So basically, what's gonna happen is is we're
What it
going to
is.
bring we're gonna bring one of you up here similarly to sell it, but instead we're gonna so Shiseki and I will
Buy it?
take turns telling us Shiseki and I what
Oh, go on, go on.
Shiseki and I will take turns telling a story, and in between each of our turns, you give one word, just the first word you can think of, any word that you want. You could try and screw us over or whatever, and we have to incorporate that into the story in the next turn. So if we're talking about, oh, we were making a sandwich, the person says methamphetamines, and then you have to incorporate methamphetamines, and that's what meth does to your body, but it's a different case here. And then once he finishes his, the person says a word again. So if you would like to just spew words whenever it is your cue, just any word that you like, so long as it's like not problematic or anything, so so long as it's respectful. If you would like to just spew words, any words that you know, real words, yeah. Then though we do include Frindle in that list, and just anybody who wants to say words,
Just
anybody
shout out
who
a word.
just likes words, anybody who are you inching? Are you because I could see you're tiptoeing. All you'd be doing is saying words that influence the next thing to
There
happen
you
in
go.
this.
Whoever
Ah,
starts
yes,
off with the
okay.
story. Oh,
Ah,
okay.
there we
Alright.
go.
I'm game.
Here we go. Good to see. Oh, so the username is very long. Welcome, Echo Phase.
Oh,
All
oh,
right,
oh.
so
Don't
Shiseki,
violate
would
the
you like to
squirrel. Or the
would you
raccoon.
like to would you like to start the story?
All right. You decided it would be fun, even though it was the deepest winter and it was snowing very hard, to go camping in your backyard.
Tigers.
Now, there's only one problem, and it's that your backyard was in the middle of the Amazon rainforest. The rest of your house was actually just on a borderline that was like outside of the Amazon rainforest. That was kind of in a pretty nice suburban area, but like you had tigers to worry about in that backyard. You couldn't have a single doggy door anywhere.
Cupcakes.
One thing that you knew would help in your ice cold camping trip in the rainforest
Right.
was would have to have a snack and something that you wouldn't have to really worry about reheating or anything like this. You just sort of decided on cupcakes, but you weren't too fussy about any particular flavors or fillings.
Mhm.
Herpes.
Unfortunately, because this was like because it's like this tundran wasteland full of rainforest trees. It, it was the perfect like little breeding ground petri dish to sustain herpes in its like original form when it first touched humanity, like in kinds that we're kind of not prepared for with antibiotics. And so now thankfully, the tiger caught it before you did, but you don't know how much that's gonna help you necessarily. But the cupcakes might.
Aztec.
Um, Uh, One thing that you learned might help with herpes was what you saw written on an ancient Aztec uh, um, monoglyph relief etched into the side of um, a large piece of stone that was randomly in the middle of the rainforest. Um, but unfortunately, some of these ingredients would take 2 to 3 days on Amazon Prime.
Furry bush.
So there is so, so now there was one thing that was kind of peculiar about this Amazon Prime delivery, and it was that they used here's the thing so they had oxygen powered vehicles to get it to you. You could get it to them faster if you introduced to them some normal plants. And you're in the middle of a frozen rainforest anyway. This is once climate change has advanced a bunch, of course. We now have fluffy bushes. But now, if you have a leafy bush, then that harvests a lot more photosynthesis and sunlight and oxygen so that you can power the cars even better.
Hair blow dryer.
um, in addition to having herpes, you also had your hair was just a complete mess, and it just wasn't going to be suitable for the hookup scene, which was available at the edge of the boundary of the Amazon rainforest. So you decided to get a hair dryer while you were online, to sort of really, make the most of your, glowing mane.
Buckingham Palace.
So, so now, as you're just kind of beside yourself, you really need to turn your life around. It's just like your body is not in the shape that you quite want it to be. You need a makeover. Who's got the best makeover materials? Who knows what to do with tigers? Who definitely has some bullshit going on in the frozen rainforest, and has lots of furry bushes around there? The Buckingham Palace. It sounds very British, and I forget exactly what it is, but I do know that they have hairdressers inside there, and they got like the
So
whole
many.
isn't it the whole cast of Queer Eye like sleeps there and eats there at breakfast. It's just you can just have some tea, reenact some what's the fucking Downton Abbey, whatever fancy shit.
A deviled whale.
Okay, what?
One thing they do love to snack on first thing in the morning in Buckingham Palace is a well prepared aquatic mammal. Um, Now, what they do is they lightly boil the outside, and then they sort of like scoop out some of the inside and turn it into a little addition, and then they
Does
put the
anybody
whole thing
have
on
the dolphin?
toast, and then they drizzle it on top, and we like to call that a deviled whale.
Oh, oh.
Steamboat Willie.
So, uh, so then here's the thing: Steamboat Willie didn't want the fucking deviled whale. It could be brought right here, and we could have a banquet out of it. And honestly, sometimes it helps to wane off some of the symptoms of herpes. So if you have herpes, just try and find a deviled dolphin, deviled whale, and and just keep Steamboat Willie entirely away from it.
Hmm. Bat droppings.
You know, Buckingham Palace has got some pretty fancy pretty fancy places to go to the bathroom if you're a king or queen or palace. I tell you where it doesn't have a great place to go to the bathroom: Wayne Manor.
Ugh.
And that is why it is just full of bat droppings. It's terrible. Yeah, Alfred is just in there all day, just sweeping away. Young Master Wayne, I taught you how to wipe, but what is all this?
You taught him how to take a shit while he's hanging from the ceiling when he was a wee 14-year-old boy. Thank you so much to Echo Phase for coming in. I don't know if there's a better way to end that. But yeah, it was great having you. Yeah, thank you to everybody who came up on stage today, gave one laugh, jumped up and down. It's I never expected we'd see that reaction for anything, but it's very welcome. If you'd like to come back to this show, it is every single Friday at night, same day, same time. Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, between VR chat and banter. So if you just want to stay here in banter, it's 2 weeks from now, as it will be 2 weeks consistently then henceforth. If you would like more details, go to improvvr.co.uk. That is improv, then an r.co.uk. Shiseki, any final thoughts?
I'm just hungry. I don't want to have a deviled whale.
Ugh.
That's a fair point. Do what you can about climate change. Have a lovely time.
Or cheese.
Mwah!